Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we have some huge Switch 2 news and more so kind of leaks and kind of little secret things people have now found out about when it comes to the upcoming Nintendo Switch 2. Now, as you guys probably know, it's looming. It's basically there. We also had a Nintendo Direct that happened as of today. So right now, like Nintendo, future video games, and everything else is kind of like on the forefront right now. Now, we might actually do another secondary video throughout today, so if you guys are on the lookout for that, feel free to check that out. But when it comes to this stuff, we have some pretty big and cool, I guess, new concepts. There's a brand new Nintendo thing, which is basically like a game share. Like imagine you have like a random game disc in person and you can go give it to one of your friends like across the street, but instead it's all purely through digital. Like I think it's actually kind of a cool idea for game sharing and being friendly with people, especially on the Nintendo vibe. And as well, we also have a brand new version of the Nintendo Switch 2, which apparently has now updated Pro graphics. I'm going to use the word Pro in this video a few times, just like interchange that with Switch 2, but you know, we're talking a lot about the PS5 Pro, where basically it's like an enhanced version, better versions of these entire games. And while we're probably alluding towards better like Nintendo, Zelda, and other various big brand new IP games or anything out there that the Nintendo Switch 2 can utilize this stronger power to make it even better. So a lot of cool news to go cover, so if you guys will sit back, relax, and enjoy it. And as you guys probably know, we are actually doing a promotion right this second, so click on those links down below if you guys would like and you guys are interested in the promotion for the brand new Samsung Galaxy phones, the A26 and A36. They have a really cool trade-in deals. That's all like free if you guys want to go check it out and link down below. And of course as well, they also have like cool AI implementations, just a lot of cool stuff. So that's technically a hashtag ad. We're working with Samsung for the next week or so. So you guys see that or community post or tweet, feel free to go check it out if you guys are interested in what they have to offer. So the main big thing I want to go talk about over here first and foremost is on, well, the updated graphics. Like there's gonna be another part 2 thing too as well. This kind of goes hand in hand. But basically, like I said, the idea is that we have a brand new, so we're working on this one. We have like enhanced versions, which I really like. Like we've seen a lot of really good reception for the PSSR and them utilizing AI and the slightly better GPU, CPU. And I think the Switch, although not as big as the jump even to the PS5, it will be a huge jump from the Switch to Switch 2. And this is where I get excited because there's a lot of cool games that stylistically look nice, like say Tears of the Kingdom. But obviously the game is pretty big and it's on outdated hardware. Let's just be realistic. That's why they're even making the Switch 2. Don't hate on me. It's like that's why they're making it. Random, don't type. It's always that one guy. But basically, the Switch 2 might do more than play existing Nintendo Switch games. So Nintendo Switch 2 might have enhanced versions of existing Nintendo Switch titles, which I would place this as even a better update than expected. So tucked away at the bottom of a Nintendo information page now is this mention of a Switch 2 edition for games. It's unclear if these will be free upgrades or it'll be pay upgrades or new releases entirely. So that's why we're kind of still in the waiting zone over here, because the Switch, Wii U to Switch, we had like say Mario Kart, and then you also had to just completely rebuy Mario Kart. Kind of sucked, but I would say the version was better. Or look at like the PlayStation, where they have things like Ghost of Tsushima and these other various updates where you had to spend $10. Like it's kind of a various thing. I personally would like it for free. If I already own the game digitally, I would love to have it be just thrown on in. And I think Nintendo, there's a small chance they'll do it. It really depends on how money grubbing they want to be. But I like the idea of it. Like it might be a brand new release, like how I said, from the like Mario Kart Wii U version to Switch version, or it might just be a free upgrade, or it might just be like a $10 one. So we'll have to figure it out, but that's also involved too as well. But it's a way bigger update than a lot of people are expecting, although it would make sense with better graphics, better GPU, CPUs, internals, all of that. So previously it was announced that the upcoming Nintendo Switch 2 would be backwards compatible with existing Nintendo Switch games, which is great. Like, I'm actually getting pretty excited now for the Switch 2. And at the time, Nintendo called the decision the best direction to take, and I agree. And also, I do think a lot of future games should also be available on the Switch if they can make it run, indie game and all that. They have a huge over 100 million install base, and at some point they would want to be phased on over to the Switch 2. But I mean, you want to still sell software and games, anyone who does have a Switch. So now it appears that the Switch 2 might be able to do more than just play on your existing cartridges. So there's two things, two big updates. So Nintendo Switch 2 edition games could be on the way. So we have this post over here from the good old boy Wario, saying it's first spotted by Wario64 on social media. The virtual game cards page that Nintendo has set up following this direct has some rather interesting fine print. I'm going to go and show you guys this post a little bit more, where they, number one, are talking about these virtual games out there, but they also have a few other things too as well. Looks like I'm trying to get all the, let me click on the actual post itself. But if you kind of go and scroll on through between these, they have a few different various things, such as like moving the games through these systems, as we've mentioned. So like you could basically load them We'll talk about that a little bit more. Like you have lend games to your family accounts too as well. But they do also have had these small things out here where look at this. Like I'm going to highlight this because just trust me on it if you guys can't see. You might have to pull up the glasses. Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive games, which might make sense. Over time, we might, get more games out there. Makes sense. That are only for the Switch 2. Have them with PlayStation 5. It's okay. New generations, like, gives people time. I kind of like the idea of having, like, 2 years or so people don't have to instantly buy a console, like, no FOMO. They can save up money for it, trade in, whatever. I like that. But then the bigger thing is the Nintendo Switch 2 Edition games can only be loaded on a Nintendo Switch 2 system. So to move virtual game cards between two systems, which we'll cover that in a second, you must pair the systems via local wireless and an internet connection. But only when pairing the systems for the first time. Up to 2 systems total can be linked per Nintendo account. So the idea behind this is that there's probably going to be some pro iterations. I keep on using the word pro, as I mentioned, just Switch 2, but pro for layman's terms, versions of games. So whether it's like Mario Odyssey, whether it's like all the Zelda games, whether it's any like Animal Crossing, and maybe add slightly better graphics, ray tracing, who knows? Like, who knows? Make it like 3D or make it more in depth. And I think that's going to be a big, cool feature that no one really saw. People expect it, but it's kind of like confirming from Nintendo they'll be a little bit bigger too as well. So this is kind of what we just covered over here from the article. I think they also agree that this is a no-brainer, that there will be exclusives, which I agree on. Like, so at a certain point, the Switch 2 will be just far better than the Switch 1. Like, it does get dated. However, what wasn't known was whether the existing backwards compatible games would get some kind of performance boost in new hardware. Like, we just didn't officially know. And I think this is the official confirmation from Nintendo themselves, or leak, or showcase, or whatever, that shows that the games will be running a lot nicer. Just like you can make them run a lot nicer on all of your Galaxy phones linked down below. But yeah, this is cool. I really think this is going to be really nice because there's going to be enhanced versions. Games are going to look better. There might even be a chance for like 4K Zelda, which you can technically kind of do on emulation right now. A lot of people, when Tears of the Kingdom came out, due to the fact that the Wii U version was kind of, or not Wii U, like the Switch version was somewhat like available and files are around, we're able to run the game on 60 FPS 4K and it looked amazing. So it may not be 60 FPS 4K due to the fact that it's still slightly dated software compared to like the PS5 or Xbox Series X. This is still very cool. So we'll either go and see if they're gonna have an upcharge, do it for free if they're cool, or whatever it might be. Kind of wind down the video, I did want to talk about this really cool like video game sharing thing. This is also somewhat new concept where it's like you have an ejectable disc, and it seemed like if you paired the console in person, they did set like on that what we just scroll over too as well. Maybe they won't be only in person, but it seems like I'm assuming maybe in person because then it kind of like proves that you are like in real life friends or family or whatever. So you're not like hitting up your homie in Australia or something, which I would probably do. I'm a streamer. I have people everywhere. I would love to do game shares with anyone, or like someone in like, Auckland where they get the game early so I get to play a game like at 24 hours early or whatever. But yeah, so apparently you have 2 systems. You can apparently do this digitally ejection and then load games from one system to another. And you can even lend games to members to your Nintendo account. So it's like really, you can't like give it to them. Like Steam has it where like you have access forever. This is more of like, we'll give it to you for a week or so. So that you would open up like your home menu, you select these virtual game cards, you have all the game card infos, as you guys can see in these quick little pictures. I should zoom in a little bit. And then virtual game cards may not be available for demos in some online exclusive games. So basically like if it's like an online Nintendo bonus game, you don't really get it for free. And once you get the game that you want to load and start playing it as soon as the game is all downloaded. So it's cool. It's like it basically is their own digital edition of game sharing. Now, one thing over here is probably this infographic. You guys can see it has like virtual game cards. So like instead of it, just like a card, like it's like a disc, but like online, it's a visualization of it. And then they have all these different things like Splatoon, Animal Crossing. So then you can go and play on the systems where you have all these loaded, and like, let's say you have like an older brother or you have like a sister and you guys are sharing your account. Then at the end of the day, you guys can go and just put it together, which I think that's really cool. So if you have 2 systems linked to the same Nintendo account, you can choose which system to play it on. So this might be great for parents. Like honestly, might be phenomenal for a family with more than 2 kids. Just so like you don't have to buy the games. They can kind of take turns. One can have one game and the other one can load up the other one. Like it just takes a little bit of communication, but I do think it seems really cool. So just like with the physical game card, simply eject the virtual game card from one system and load it onto the other. Once a virtual game card is loaded into a system, not only can you play without an internet connection, which is huge, but the other account on the system can also play it too. So you can also manage and load virtual game cards via your Nintendo account on the Nintendo website. Now to wind it down, in case you guys missed the Direct itself, There wasn't anything super crazy. I think the biggest thing was probably Metroid Prime 4. I'm very excited for this one. And there's a few other cooler games out there mixed on into as well, like Tamagotchi Life over there, like Tamagotchi Plaza. Pokemon Legends Zeta A with having a trailer too as well. Like there's some cool stuff they threw on in there. But nothing insanely crazy. I think a lot more people were expecting maybe more Switch 2 news. But either way, I think a lot of people are setting this over here too as well on the April 2nd, which will most likely have pre-orders then. So I don't think it was the biggest deal. We got more information too, so I can't complain. Make sure you guys go and check out the Samsung links down below if you guys want to support me, but as well if you guys are interested in all the products that Samsung has to offer with the brand new Galaxy line. Those are all linked down below in the comments section. And we have the Twitters and Twitches and all that. And I appreciate y'all so much for watching here on First Place.